Now 15, and people today took the stand saying that he's changed.
He shot 54-year-old Thomas Trent in the head on the west side. Today, defense attorneys tried to portray Townsend as a child who had a dangerous upbringing, which included a mother whom they say drank and did drugs. Channel 4's Scott Johnson joining us live with today's testimony. Scott?
Closing arguments going on right now inside the courthouse after hours of testimony from character witnesses trying to portray Sherron Townsend as a child who had no chance with a horrific childhood, who finally lost it and ran away and eventually committed murder after his own mother beat him in the head with a pipe. Doctors and counselors testified that Sherron Townsend's problems started before he was even born, saying his mother drank regularly and possibly did drugs while pregnant, and it hurt his development. Then after birth, they say his childhood was downright awful. He and his mom were homeless at one point, and the first 12 years of his life were filled with violence, drug use, and untreated developmental problems. Some of the saddest testimony came from this social worker who says he was burned in the eye as a toddler with a cigarette.
From the time he was 3 or 4 until he was about school age, they lived out on the street. And when I interviewed the kid, she said that was the most difficult and frightening time of her life.
And did she give you any insight into where would they sleep at night, for instance?
She said that she tried to shield the children by finding a bush that they could sleep under.
Prosecutors avoided cross-examination on a lot of the witnesses except one, this psychologist who testified via Skype that Townsend had severe developmental problems like impulse control deficiency. Prosecutors tried to argue that people with those problems don't always commit murder.
How does the fact that they have problems with impulse control make them shoot a person in the head?
Yeah, that's a very silly question. It doesn't make someone shoot them another person in the head. It means that if an impulse arises, a person with a frontal lobe lesion or frontal lobe abnormality will have considerable difficulty suppressing that impulse.
And we just heard from the victim's family. They testified saying they want him prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Despite all this, they say even a 2-year-old knows the difference between right and wrong, and they do want him prosecuted. So they are doing closing arguments right now. We'll see whether or not they hand down the sentence any minute. For now, we're live downtown to the courthouse. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.
Scott, did Townsend speak during today's hearing?
Yeah, he also just spoke. He read a statement, a prepared statement, saying he regretted it, wishing he could take it back, and just felt very bad about how he had hurt this family. Back to you.
Scott Johnson reporting live for us tonight. Scott, thanks.